If you're still hyped about the Tennessee Titans embarrassing the Jacksonville Jags this week in the NFL, then type me in the comments section. In theory, every single one of you should just head down there, type in me, because how can you not be hyped about a 20-0 dominant performance? Let's see those me's right now in the comments. You guys are watching Tennessee Titans today. I am Tom Downey here with the latest around the Titans, and there's some potentially really big news coming around Derrick Henry. The report on Sunday from NFL.com, NFL Network, was that Henry could return soon and even before the end of the regular season. Now, I will make note, I think that getting Henry back, it was going to be massive for Tennessee. I think he comes back in the near future. I do take issue with part of this report of the rehab is going so well, Henry's going to be back earlier than planned, when it's not actually the case. The initial timeline that even the NFL Network report says is 6 to 10 weeks, which we are already in that window. We are already in the scheduled timetable of a return. The 10-week window would end, or I should say hit, in the final week of the regular season. So yes, good news on Derrick Henry. Rehab's going well. We don't need to overhype and say, he's ahead of schedule, when that's not what the timetable said initially. So keep that stuff in mind. But this is good news for Tennessee as they hit a fairly easy portion of their schedule down the stretch. They are on the road. Week 15 against the Steelers, Thursday Night Football against the Niners. Two not easy games, but they also get the Dolphins and the Texans to finish up the season. Maybe you see this scenario. Maybe Henry returns week 17, week 18 with a light workload, getting him fully up to speed to unleash him in the postseason. Because Henry's had a pretty big volume already this year in terms of the number of carries, the production he has had this season. Derrick Henry already has 219 carries. To put that in perspective, that is still top 5 in the NFL in carries, and he's missed all this time. Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Ingram, Najee Harris, and then Henry. Now, that will get caught up in recent games as he remains out, but Henry coming back would be a massive boost to this Titans offense. Running backs are replaceable, or easier to replace, I should say. Henry has been one of the exceptions to that rule. Look, D'Onta Foreman's been fine. We'll actually talk more about him in a little bit on today's video. But these guys are not Derrick Henry. Getting Henry back would be massive for Tennessee. Make no mistake on that one. So what do you think? Will Derrick Henry return before the postseason? I say yes, but we're a show for the people. So I want you guys to get those predictions in. If the ad break plays here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down to that pinned comment and type Y for yes, he will, N for no, he will not. More kind of injury news and notes here. Julio Jones played against the Jacksonville Jags and did not miss any time. He was no more injuries. He played well. Wasn't a full volume snap count wise, but you didn't need him down the stretch in that game anyway. Made it out of the game. No injuries. Also said in what was very clearly, as far as I'm concerned, not a like diva type of attitude. Did say he wants the ball a little bit more, and he got 6 targets against Jacksonville. Pulled in 4 catches, 33 yards. Nothing special in terms of like the production, but you didn't need special against Jacksonville, who was just garbage last week. The snap count numbers will continue to change. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine had 52. Cody Hollister, the practice squad call-up, had 43. Kind of crazy. Julio Jones had 32. Chester Rogers had 16 as he runs the slot as of late. And Racey McMath, also back from IR, had 10 in that game. The Titans are finally starting to get a little bit healthier. And that is a very big deal. A.J. Brown could be back soon. A.J. and Julio, if those two are healthy and playing with it, we know they can. With Derrick Henry back, Titans might not be a team you want to play in the postseason because I think they are that dangerous. So I want you to grade Julio Jones this year. A, B, C, D, or F. How do you feel about the way Jones has fared this year? Get those votes in for me in the comments section. Oh, by the way, Julio Jones jerseys, and some other Titans players jerseys under $90 at chatsports.com/Titans jersey. If you want to get wild, you can go the inverted jersey, which some of them look good, some of them don't. I think a red Titans is actually kind of cool. It's on there. And if you want like the more normal ones, they got Derrick Henry. They got all kinds of players. The kicker and punter have jerseys at chatsports.com/Titans jersey. So whatever player you love the most, pretty good chance that that one is available. So check out the comment section and the description. That link is in there, chatsports.com/Titans jersey. Let's go to the defense now. Harold Landry. He's looked great this season, and the breakout year has truly happened for one of the better young edge rushers in the NFL. And this has come, by the way, despite the hopeful reinforcements opposite him of Bud Dupree, hasn't really been out there this year. Landry didn't play consistently in his first year, had 4.5 sacks, 9 sacks his second year. It's like, okay, breakout's coming. Dips down to 5.5 and now has 11 sacks already this year. 20 quarterback hits, 13 tackles for loss. In his 4th year in the NFL, a contract year, mind you, Harold Landry is about to get a bag, I would assume, from the Tennessee Titans. His breakout year, one of several on the Titans' defensive side of the ball, has been massive for this team. That defense last year was not good. Because of several young players, including Landry, they're playing better and they can make some noise in the postseason. Look at these young defensive pieces, right? Core players who have, I think, broken out, or even including rookie Elijah Molden, played great this year. Jeffrey Simmons, oh, how I love him. Harold Landry has played great. Christian Fulton, I think, has had one of the most underrated breakout years among corners this year. He's a number 1 guy. Amani Hooker has played really well. Elijah Molden's the nickel. There's your core defensively, and maybe some linebackers keep playing better as well as the season goes on. Do not underestimate how impactful these defensive breakouts have been for this team. Now, we will preview Titans-Steelers, I'm sure, later on this week, but we are way behind our Steelers channel in terms of the subs. We're not to 1,500. They're about to reach 6K. I think Tennessee's a better football team. I would rather talk about Tennessee than Pittsburgh. So help make sure I can do that here at Chat Sports by subscribing today for free videos on the Tennessee Titans. Want to wrap up in a similar fashion to what we ended, the running back conversation. I think D'Onta Foreman is RB1 for this team until Derrick Henry gets healthy. Now, he had a minor, he called it arm injury, said a little bit banged up, led to some snap count differential there. But Foreman is the best runner right now on this Titans team, with Derrick Henry and Darrington Evans also all banged up right now. That's my take. I think Foreman is RB1. But I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think is the best healthy back on this team? JM for Jeremy McNichols, DH for Dontrell Hilliard, or DF for D'Onta Foreman? Let's look at the Jags game in particular. The snap counts say, McNichols was RB1. He had 27 snaps in a very heavy rotation, but the production says something quite different. Jeremy McNichols in that game for Tennessee, 8 carries, 16 yards, 2 yards per carry. Dontrell Hilliard, 6 carries, 13 yards, 2.2 yards per carry. McNichols, by the way, had a 12-yard run, did nothing outside of that. D'Onta Foreman only averaged 3.6 yards per carry. That's not great. I get that. I'm not saying he's an elite runner. He is a replacement level back, but he is the best, I believe, of those three. Also had the more receiving production than everyone else combined. Infinite numbers because Hilliard and McNichols had 3 targets for 0 catches, 0 yards. Foreman, 2 catches for 15 yards. I like what I've seen to an extent out of Foreman, a decent little midseason find by the Titans. I like Foreman. Obviously, when Derrick Henry comes back, he gets the workload. But, when you're up big in the fourth quarter, maybe Foreman becomes your Henry replacement since you don't want to work him too much coming off the injury. We will have more Titans news and rumors for you guys throughout the week. Maybe some A.J. Brown injury updates. Maybe soon on that front. If you want to join us for free, hit that big red button right now.